Hi everyone. So welcome to this video interview series, right? It's my part 2, right? So this is my the second time interviewing Mr. Teo, Traven, right? So hi Traven, thanks for coming on to this interview.
Hi Ma, how are you doing?
Yeah, so it's been quite a while since we did our first interview, right, about last year. But I think right now, right, it's ever more so important for a lot of our guys watching this, right? Like a lot of them are full-time employees, and some of them might be actually facing a lot of challenges in this entire climate right now, right? The whole COVID virus, the whole economy, right? So like what I did, right, is actually to bring Traven here to actually share some wonderful, powerful insights that could really help you, right? So Traven, right, we just share a quick introduction about, I know people have been talking to you, getting you for consultation at one-on-one. So what are some of the biggest tips you have for people right now, whether they have already might have lost their job or those that are already might be challenged or they're still worried about what's going to come for them?
Okay, I think I would rather share a 5-step framework for people to actually follow because it depends on case by case, right? For example, if you are directly impacted by the crisis, let's say you are in tourism, transportation, then there will be a different strategy compared to the people who are in, let's say, tech sector or other sector, right? So I think the first step is actually you need to assess the external environment. For example, what industry you are in and how badly this virus is going to last, etc. So this one is actually important to know what industry and how much you are going to impact it. And is it directly, is it indirectly, and how much time do you actually have? Because I have friends who actually got retrenched already, so their situation will be different. They need to take more actions more aggressively.
Yep.
All right. So with the next point is actually assess of yourself. Like as an employee, if you need to be employed, right, you need to ask yourself what skills do you actually have and what experience do you have. You need to actually get yourself ready in terms of like understanding what's your strength, what's your weakness. Those are the basics, but at the same time, this is a different times. You need to prepare to actually pick up new skills. All right. I have friends who have been in, let's say, doing, let's say, very traditional finance manager role, but if the person is not adapting to the industry, let's say updating LinkedIn profile or building their online presence, which in the past most financial managers may not be appearing so much on the internet, but I encourage my coachee to actually do so that they get more attention. And let's say when the recovery picks up, the potential employers will actually consider him rather than the rest of the candidates. So there will be a lot more people out there who's out of job, retrenched, who's looking for jobs, but there'll be very, very few headcounts, especially this year. So this is a reality that we need to be aware of before we actually go deeper into the strategy. We need to look at the bigger picture. So the first step, assessing the external environment. The second step is to assess your internal skill set and experience and what other skills you need to pick up during this period. Right. And that's why I'll go into this third point, which is on the mapping out your action plan. All right. This is a lot got to do with this employability skill. Many times, especially during the good times, most people are very comfortable doing their job, doing what they love doing, everything is fine. But until now, they realize that, okay, they are not sure how to actually do a career switch, how they should applying for jobs, how they should reach out to recruiters. And this is what I call the employability skills that they need to actually really brush up. All right. And this including like updating their resumes, get themselves ready for, let's say, if recruiter calls them, and if there's on any opportunity, they need to have an updated resume and an impressive one to really stand out from the crowd. Right. Other than that, there's few more things they need to do as well. Besides the traditional method of a resume, they need to definitely need to update their LinkedIn profile. This is unnecessary. It's not good to have. This is a must. Correct. Especially in this era whereby the employers and the recruiters are using LinkedIn mostly to actually look for talents. So they need to build their brand, and it's not about stepping out a profile and leave it there. It's about consistency, building the online presence, interacting with the relevant potential peers, bosses in the future. Start building that actually right now instead of like waiting for any chance of like retrenchment or change of job later. So these are the steps the person needs to actually build first. And a few other things under employability skills, including like interview tips, interview skills. So how do you actually answer those interview questions? Is you need actually practice. All right. You can't just wait for a time whereby you need a job, whereby you got news from your manager that your head of department that, okay, your job got affected, and then you'll be like totally stunned, and then you are not prepared on like how should I go for interview, and you do not want to spoil the chance by making that interview your first interview. I think people need to really slow down and digest the points, because let's say if you really like about this job, you really need a job, but you shouldn't make that the first few interviews. You should have already interviewed many other companies, and then you have many other choices out there, and then you would have better skills to interview for the job that you really need and want.
Yep.
All right, this is a lot more about preparations, and you need to take actions according with your timeline. So let's say if my job is so far is so good, but I need to work a plan. Let's say in the next 6 months, what are the things I should do? Right.
Yep.
For example, I will spend my first week looking at assessing myself and also the externally. But week 2, I'll be moving into like, for example, what are the other skills that I need to gain. And then maybe the week 3, I will then be connecting with some potential HR hiring managers and to reach out to chat with them. And that's actually strategic plan. The person needs to actually plan out and execute on it.
Yep.
So from there, the person needs to get feedback to improve further. So that's why I call the final step, which is the review, the 5th step, to make it a cycle. It's not about 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's actually a loop that person needs to actually adopt, because a lot of things are changing very fast in the job economy. So those are the steps that person needs to actually be aware of. Yeah.
All right, so thanks for sharing the 5-step framework, right? I feel that that's very important. So firstly, as in like you said, we first have to assess what's outside, right, the external industry, then assess ourselves, our own skill sets, and then take steps required to respond to the external and the internal requirements, right? So if I can ask, right now, we have 2 big groups, right? One are those people that, yes, the companies are definitely affected, right? And then the second group, which is those companies that might not seem as affected or indirectly, right? Which is not a big impact. So at least for the first group, right, I think this is the more pressing needs, right? What are some of the specific action steps you feel that they can take right now, right? Like most urgent ones you feel that will be really beneficial to them, right? Whether they have lost their jobs or you feel that they're actually on the verge of potentially losing their jobs. Yeah.
Okay, I think the first step they should definitely do is to check out the support from government, because I think these are the special group that they are impacted the most, and then there's not much time for them to react, not much time for them to actually work out a plan and have the luxury of time to actually review their plan. So they do not have the luxury. They have to actually check if there's any support from the government, because if I'm not wrong, there's actually some articles published by the MOM actually recently about some retrenchment guidelines, and so there will be some fundings to help them to survive through this period. So that is the first thing they need to actually do in order to buy time, right? So this to me is actually very important, because they shouldn't just be jumping to any other job to them, but they should buy some time in terms of their cash flow, hopefully to settle their personal cash flow issue if they had the time. And that's when they and while working on the long-term plans, such as like finding the next job, the next better job, they should also think of ways to increase their cash flow, which is by taking some temp jobs and some other cash flow coming in. It could be, let's say, be a delivery man. Why not, right? If that is some things they can do to actually continue to work and get some income. If not, they can think on how can they digitalize their skill set.
Yep.
All right. For example, I can quote the example of, let's say, myself, right? As a recruiter, I have to work with my company. I have my clients. I need to actually fill the gaps in terms of like hiring needs. But what if there's a decrease in terms of headcount requirements? Then I would then need to set up to actually volunteer my service online to make sure people are comfortable in using this digital, which is like a webinar like this connection to actually get the help and basically deliver my service through online. This is a time whereby people can think about how can they digitize their skills. I have seen even like dentists coming online, sharing what they actually, what's their day-to-day life. So of course, in this period, next few months, they wouldn't expect any increase of their businesses, revenues, or chances of getting employed, but they need to make good use of this time so that they get the attention. When the recovery picks up, because now we are in recession, but when recovery picks up, that's when the hiring gets going again. That's the game plan is to actually make them to be the preferred choice when the recovery picks up. All right. But temporarily, they need to think of other sources of income, diversify their skill set, and they could even, pick up other hobbies like even tarot card reading, yoga, and do some training. Why not? This is how they actually build their career. Because one thing, a lot of people, why they are stuck in this position whereby they are totally lost, jobless, and they are like, whoa, totally missing, is the fact that they take their job as a career. So this is one of the very, very big mistakes people out there is making.
Okay.
All right. Like for example, you could be a marketing manager, but if you take this job as your career, and then what if this job is actually cut? Then you're gone. You're gone case. No opportunity given to you. But what if your career is actually about helping people with marketing? So day job, you work for a company helping them on marketing skill. but you have interest, let's say, in even martial art, in some other things that you love doing, and you can kind of like turn those habits, hobbies into chargeable skill set or training. So that's how you can actually survive through this crisis. Because at this point, we are not talking about helping you to have a career leap to like career growth and getting a good salary, but you need to learn how to survive during this period first.
Yep.
Then when the recovery picks up, that's when people actually remember, oh, actually there's this guy who has been very prominent during this crisis, always been value adding to people, and that's what people want. All right, I can use an example because recently I've spoken to one of my coaches as well. Let's say he himself is a finance manager. Of course, in terms of crisis, there might be out, and what this person can do potentially is like helping those maybe SMEs and other businesses with the skill set he can offer. For example, I can help you with this like accounting or finance work for totally free. Just value add to people first, right? When the economy picks up, when the business can afford, that's when they will think of, okay, who actually able to do this job for me? And that's when this person might be actually in demand already.
That's very smart, right? So because I think from what I said, I think two big things, right? Firstly, to diversify your income streams, right? So a lot of people think one career is I just go all in, but I think really even when you think about a business, right? Like you try to always diversify your revenue streams or everything, right? So even as our own personal career, right? It will be good to diversify, right? Whether is it a side income or anything. And then I think the second thing you shared, right, which is that if you really have nothing to do right now, or like you can actually offer your services for free, or maybe a very cheap, a very affordable price, right? Because what happens is next time when economy picks up everything, they actually look to you first, right? Because you have already been providing value and everything, as compared to if you're just trying to start off from scratch and trying to get people to charge you, right? So thanks for that mindset, right? Because on my end, I always felt that you are really being like very entrepreneurial minded, right? By thinking of that, and that's how more people should think, like how not just a pure employee just trying to work for that everyday sum, right? But instead think from entrepreneurs or entrepreneur kind of point of view.
Correct. In fact, this is my exact strategy for teaching people how to actually get promotion among their peers. They will get promoted first, because a lot of people think, okay, hey boss, I want to get promotion, and then what are the salary I'll be getting if I get promoted? What are the extra responsibilities I need to do? But for a person who actually got promoted, he do it very differently. He do the things first. He'll ask the boss, okay, what else do I need to do beyond my current responsibilities? What else I need to do to be like a manager? What else can I do more first? Then because of this person has done so much above his responsibilities, and that's why in terms of like, let's say performance review, the boss will actually give this person a promotion. So you will do the work first, and you actually get paid later in terms of next year, your increment. So for this right now, in terms of this crisis, it's not about promotion, but it's the same theory, right? You actually add values to people first. If I need help, right? If I need to look for jobs, I will actually reach out to companies and say, no worry, I understand this is a crisis. You may not have the headcount, but I'm sure you need help, right? So this is where I can actually jump in to see how I can help you with my skill set. For example, I'm good at talent acquisition, I'm good at career coaching. If you have friends facing, let's say, some stress, not too sure about how to plan their career, I can offer my time on weekend or after work to actually help in. So if everything is settled, business will pick up and they will think of who to hire. Business will eventually picks up. All right. So this is where they actually win the game ahead, right?
Yeah, hey, thanks. Yeah, I think that's a very important mindset, right? So not even like in bad times, but in good times, right? When you always constantly think ahead and how you add value first, right? That actually will pay you off in the long run, right? All right. So I think moving on, right? There's one topic that I think because of this time, everything could be really relevant, like you said just now, is about LinkedIn, right? So right now, what are your, I know you have some thoughts about it. So what are your current thoughts on LinkedIn, and what are like maybe the top 3 biggest tips for anyone that's trying to get into a LinkedIn game, right? Or what are the biggest tips you have, like some of the mistakes that you feel that most first timers might make, or like things that they should definitely focus on when they start out on LinkedIn?
Okay. This is very interesting topic because I just delivered my Facebook live sharing about last Sunday, and I think let me do like a myth debug, right? For example, a lot of people think LinkedIn is a job portal. They go in only when they want to look for a job. Then they update the profiles, hoping people will respond to them to their job application, or they will PM the recruiter about, hey, I'm looking for this job. Is there any opportunity for me? That's totally the wrong approach.
Okay.
Right? So they should use LinkedIn as a professional website for them to build network and attract opportunities. What I mean by attracting opportunities, even let's say I'm not looking out for jobs, but I will constantly sharing information regarding to my field. For example, career coaching, recruitment, and I will add actually like those peers like in the different companies to actually within my network so they can actually see me, right? I'm not looking for a job, but I just want to share things that I'm passionate about and what I'm good at, and I have some opinions on it. And then they will actually read those articles because it's relevant to them as well, right? They're in the same industry. So they'll actually remember you. And as time goes past, this is how you already form impression before they actually think of who to hire, right? Because in terms of hiring, the job applicant, in terms of like job applicants, is the lowest tier, right? That is the lowest success rate. For example, if you see a job application and you apply in, that will give you the lowest chance. All right. How the job hires goes about is really about connections. The company will start asking like internal staff, do you know anyone? Like ask for reference. That is the best way to actually hire a talent, right? Only if they run out of this, then they'll reach out to, let's say, recruitment agencies. Who do they know best in this industry? Then only if they still can't find talents, then they will open up a job requisition, like on the LinkedIn post. So the people who actually apply in, they already lose out by a few rounds already. The opportunity. So LinkedIn profile, I cleared the myth about the myth earlier. You shouldn't use it for job applications only, but you should do it for professional branding. Right? Use it as a platform to build your professional branding, share what you love doing, and share your skill sets, and constantly interact with people in the field. All right.
Thanks for the part on LinkedIn, right? So even for myself, right, like yesterday when I was logged into LinkedIn, right, I realized I have so many messages from people all the time trying to like meet for coffee and meet for like us pitching me on different things, right? And it's a lot of like, how can I take from you? And obviously I'm not going to respond to them, right? So like you said, like it's about bring positioning, adding value first, and then in the end, if there's something you can do, exchanges or building networks, and then you do it after, rather than trying to close on the first ad, right? So for sure, I definitely believe in that. Right. So Traven, like with all that we have shared, right? So I think those are really great stuff. So thanks for that. But how can my audience find you if they want to find out a bit more? How can they further find out how they can specifically position themselves or take advantage of all overcome the challenges of today's situation?
Sure. If they want to actually message me, they can go to my Facebook page, TravenTeng, and to PM me about their challenges. And ideally, it's best for them to share with me what's their current status. Are they employed, unemployed, or what situation do they face, what challenges? And then that's when I will prioritize in terms of like who should I actually respond to first. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so
if they want to share my own experience, they can also search me on LinkedIn to see how I build my profile. Of course, it's not the best out there, but at least they can have some profile to reference. They can also, but I don't recommend them to message me over LinkedIn because I have tons of messages daily over there. So it's best to contact me for career coaching wise. It's best through Facebook page. If not, they can drop me an email to TravenTeng@gmail.com.
Okay, Ken. So I'll put the links out there. So anyway, thanks, Traven, so much for sharing your value, right? Like it is definitely a challenging time for most of us. So thank you for providing value. And definitely we'll see you online soon, right?
One last thing to share, because of this crisis, I'm also taking this opportunity to raise some funds for the charity that I support, which is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So for all the costs, I'm just requesting for any amount of donation to Make-A-Wish charity foundation through my campaign. So I can share the link also, but it's totally like any amount. It can be even $1. I just want to make people be committed of their actions. So that's why I implement this, and at the same time raising funds for charity in times of this crisis.
Hey, thanks for initiative. I think that's really cool. I'm going to donate for sure. Send me a link and I'll do one for sure. Right?
Cool. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Traven. So hope to see you soon and talk to you soon. All the best. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.